everybody. We are here on the free to play. We just hit reset. We are at day 84 on the account. So we're getting oh so close to day 90. Um, and so I wanted to do a couple things today. I'm actually going to kick the video off first by pulling the Primal shard. We only have one Primal shard. We're not farming these things. We're not going crazy for them. We've just earned these over time, and I want to go ahead and pull it. Just get out of the way. I'm not expecting anything from it. If anything, I'm expecting a rare here. So we're going to go. I did want to look at what the 2x chances are. See, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like the just 1% chance for mythical, but not increasing the chance for epics and legendaries. That seems insulting. You got to make it. It's it wouldn't be bad if it wasn't that you do it that way for everything else. Everything else, they up the chance to get the epics and the legendaries, not just the mythicals. So I don't like that. To be honest, reading that, I was like, I'm not going to pull this because I don't really care about mythical champions. But for the lulls and, mostly just for the content, I'll pull it, whatever. But I'm not happy about that at all. Epic. Ooh, Morag bronze lock. Okay. Morag is an interesting champion. So she has kind of a mini ally attack, which is actually going to be very valuable for the team that we're about to build. Um, kind of. We can't really guarantee who they're going to be, so it's not perfect. Um, the small version of strengthen is nice. We currently bringing the big version. Um, and then ignoring shield. I hear she hits hard and is pretty good for clan boss. So she's an interesting one. I certainly will be building her for faction wars. Um, I know that she, in particular, specifically, was very valuable to Hell Hades in a uh, clan boss competition that he did. He drafted Morag, and she was kind of a sleeper pick that helped carry him. So definitely an interesting pick. I don't know that it's one that I'm going to be like chomping at the bit to level up right away. Um, but I do need to research this champion a little bit more and see what kind of value they can bring. But hey, I mean, we got an epic. That's not so bad. I'm not going to complain about that. Okay, so the primal is out of the way. Sorry, me and my clicking on all the red dots. Oh, champion chase. So we were able to get some extra energy. Okay. So I wanted to give an update on where we're at on a couple of things. First of all, Forge Pass, we completed. Boom. I misspoke previously and said that I get this at the end of Forge Pass. I think I said that. But I don't, because you have to give the gold pass to get this, which is very misleading because it says level 50 reward, but then gold pass is below it, which you think would just be a button for all this stuff. But this is the artifact set right here as part of the gold pass. I don't agree with that. I really think if you put forth the effort and play the game, they should give you something for your effort. So let's go click on Morag here. Okay. So we completed that pass. Obviously, we completed a while ago. I did the champion pass. We got that sacred. We used it recently in the most current summon, or this weekend's summon, I should say. So I wanted to give updates about all the champions that we got. So both Geomancer and Venomage are 6 stars already. I had mentioned that I had the food saved up for them, and you can see they are both already almost 60. Also, we have enough gems to master both of them. As far as upgrading skills, I have books, and I will use those books in the next Clan v Clan for booking up Geomancer first, who does take quite a few books. and then booking up Venomage after that. But I wanted to talk about the plan for them because you may think like, oh, Geomancer is going to be 60 in a couple of hours. He can be fully ascended very quickly because we have a lot of resources saved up. So we're just going to throw him into Clan Boss. But I'm not going to do that. Now, Geomancer, even without books, even without, well, he'll be mastered. So we'll say even without books, is still flat out better than Coffin Smasher. And that's who I intend for him to replace on my team is Coffin Smasher. How long do I have a key? An hour. Okay. However, let's look at his kit a little bit and look at where the value comes in. So the value comes in when the enemy is under an HP burn debuff. We get 15% damage reduction across all allies. Plus the deflect part of it, which deals damage to the boss, which is what makes Geomancer so good. Okay? But now let's look at the A3. A 5-turn cooldown right now because it is unbooked, and a 75% chance of placing that burn because it's unbooked. Meaning that if I don't land, if I get 25% into the unlucky later on in Clan Boss when he's at a higher turn count, he could wipe the team because I'm giving up 5% for 15%, but only 75% of the time. Furthermore, if he misses, we have to wait 5 whole turns from Geomancer to be able to apply that, to try to apply that buff again, and there's still a 25% chance that it won't land. I do plan to practice with him, but I'm taking my time integrating him into my Clan Boss team because I don't want to screw up my current 4 key. If I was at 3 key right now, I would have a 4th key where I could play with and try and see if Geomancer can do it. So what I have to do is when I think I told you, maybe I didn't mention this. I failed on Clan Boss 4 key the other day. It was either yesterday or a day ago. And I actually bought a 5th key using gems because I did 38 or 38.9 million damage and we needed to have 39.1. So I just barely didn't make it. And that can happen. This isn't an unkillable team. It's not going to be consistent. And even my unkillable team bounces from 70 million to 90 million damage, which is a big gap. What we're talking about is a difference between 9 million and 13 million damage on my average key runs here. So because of the affinity switch, my keys did less damage and I got unlucky on one of my runs, and that only did like 9 million damage or something like that. Or no, it was like 8 million damage. So those runs hurt in the long run over a period of time. I tried talking about this the other day, and I know what I was trying to say now. My best affinity is Spirit Affinity right now because my magic affinities do strong attacks and my Spirit affinities do regular damage. I don't have a weakness, only an advantage in that difficulty. When it's magic damage, my Spirit champions have a weakness. When it's force affinity, my magic champions have a weakness. So when it's Spirit, I have no weaknesses. So Spirit is my best affinity. But if I get one of those other affinities, there's a chance that something there's an increased chance that something can go wrong. Because my current team is so volatile, I don't want to just throw in a Geomancer and expect it to work. I need to test it. but I also don't want to throw away gems to get keys, and I don't want to throw away chances at big chests for the, I don't want to throw away chances at sacred shards or void shards. So you'll see right now I'm at 33.87 million. So I only need probably 6 point some million. That's a good opportunity for me to practice. So what I'm going to do for my final key tonight, because Geomancer will be leveled by then, is put Geomancer in for Coffin Smasher and then see what the result is. Now it's a force affinity, so it's not 100%, but that'll give me an opportunity to see where we're at. Now, why am I replacing Coffin Smasher with Geomancer? Well, their kits are, the benefits you're getting are somewhat similar from each. The benefit that Coffin Smasher brings is just a flat 5% damage reduction, which is good for clan boss progression. I'm preventing 5% damage over the course of the fight. Sorry, I'm just checking. I ordered a pizza, and I just want to make sure that I'm keeping tabs on where they're at and how far they are. So we get a steady 5% damage reduction. I want to make sure, so I want to replace that damage reduction with a better damage reduction in Geomancer. And Geomancer is also going to do an insane amount of better damage than what Coffin Smasher can put out. Coffin Smasher occasionally lands an HP burn. Most of his damage is just coming from the A1 and getting procs via Giant Slayer and the fact that he's in a relentless set. Geomancer is going to get damage from when the clan boss takes a turn and reflecting portions of that damage back onto the clan boss. That's how Geomancer does damage, but if you've ever used a Geomancer, you know that it hits really, really hard because it not only does that damage as the reflecting of damage, but it also does a chance to basically get a free what's this called? It's the mastery, War Master as well, and getting several War Masters at that because it's on the whole team, I believe, right? Deflects when deflecting damage on each enemy hit. So yeah, there's a 30% chance of a War Master proc on each enemy that gets deflected damage. So, and then of course he has chance to proc War Master off of his other abilities as well. This particular ability is a places, so it doesn't do damage, so no War Master proc there. But when he uses his other abilities while we wait, we get that benefit. He also brings Weaken, which is going to increase the amount of damage that the rest of my team does, including my son Wukong, who depending on affinity and stuff is one of my bigger damage dealers. He's going to hit way harder now that we're going to have Weaken on the boss. Same for Kale, who just got reworked and re-geared to the point where he not only does poison damage, but he also hits hard when he crits, which is all the time because he's crit capped. So the increased damage out of Kale, now combined with Weaken, is going to give us an increase in damage overall. So, so Geomancer is the first one that we're going to bring. Then eventually I will replace Kale with Venomage. Or no, sorry. I think I'm going to replace Sun Wukong with Venomage. Now that sounds crazy because I just talked about how good Sun Wukong is, but I want to activate poison, so I need someone to place those poisons so that we can activate up to 2 poison debuffs on the target, which Venomage will do. Now, we're placing both types of poisons with Kale, but when we upgrade to Frozen Banshee, we will only be placing the 5% poison debuffs, which is the big version of poison, and we'll have poison sensitivity, so those will hit for harder. And that's why I want to replace Kale with Frozen Banshee. Um, and that's pretty much the direction that we're going to go in. Now, I'm probably going to end the video here pretty quickly because my pizza's coming soon. They're just a few minutes away. But I wanted to kind of go over just the plan and how I'm going to be patient with it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is figure out how I can work in Geomancer and ensure that I don't get too much loss out of Coffin Smasher. To be clear, I could put Geomancer in tonight, do 20 million on a key, and say, oh, okay, this is just going to stay. And then continue my improvement on the team. But I want to do that when I can. I want to test that when I can afford it. I don't just want to throw Geomancer in there and say, well, he's an epic, he's better. Because we're also not even considering the Phantom Touch procs that we're going to be missing out on. Like, there's a lot of stuff that goes into the kit of old Coffin Smasher here that I don't want to just dismiss and get rid of. So we want to make sure we're maintaining our value while also building upon our team. So I'm going to ease Geomancer into it. I'm not just going to throw him in there and then, you know, what I think could happen to many players in this game is they throw in a champion like Geomancer, or Venomage even, and then their damage goes down on Clan Boss, and they're like, I don't understand. He's better. This website says he's better than this champion. Why are we having problems? Oh, the other reason I'm replacing Coffin Smasher, because Coffin Smasher actually does a ton of damage on my team, more than a lot of the other characters on it. The reason I'm replacing Coffin Smasher with Geomancer is also the conflicting HP burns. I don't want the chance that Coffin Smasher replaces Geomancer's HP burn, because it only works while an enemy under a HP burn debuff placed by this champion. So only Geomancer burns impact the passive, which is where all his damage comes from. So I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm removing my own burns. Okay? Well, that's the video, guys. I'm sorry it's a little bit shorter. I'm trying to record it real quick just to get it in before pizza and other stuff that I'm going to be watching tonight, and doing parenting stuff as well. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the questions that have been submitted for Question Block. Please keep them coming. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, put them down in the comments, and I will review them and respond to them in a video at the end of the week called Question Block. I did not record one this weekend because no one asked any questions. So I have a couple of questions to work with now, so please feel free to add to those. And I will get you guys responses on those. You can ask multiple questions. I don't mind. I love having the opportunity to respond to you guys directly. I'm also going to have more information coming shortly about me streaming more regularly with specifically raid content, not other content. I kind of want to get more in there. I had such a good time rebuilding Kale, so I would love to just play this game live with you guys and just talk my thoughts out to you. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.